gosh, you guys, the amount of times that it has actually taken me to be able to start filming this video is ridiculous. But it's finally happening. So, we're gonna celebrate that. First of all, hi, and welcome, my beautiful friend, to this video. This obviously is going to be a very different style of video compared to what we usually do on this channel. However, first of all, don't worry. We're not going away from the hair play videos. That is always going to be a big part of this channel. That's how it all started. But I have just felt really called recently to just connect more deeply with you guys, like on a more personal level, and to, just like dive deeper. I find that oftentimes, like if one person is feeling something, we're definitely not alone in that, and many of us are feeling these things, so it can be good to just kind of put it out there, and just let you know that you're not alone. So I guess the first thing that I want to say is I freaking love you guys. I'm so grateful for this community and this family that is being built here. We're almost at 10,000. We're like getting there, which is so exciting and just really cool. So to those of you who have been here like since the beginning, I love you. To those of you who like have literally just subscribed, I freaking love you. And I'm just so grateful that you are here, and I hope that this channel and these videos and this space feels safe and healing and nourishing. I think that that's just like the intention for me of this channel in general, is to create a safe space for you to just feel nurtured and like warm and cozy, and like you can take a deep breath and just be and let go of like the heaviness of the world that can be intense sometimes, and just come back home to yourself and back home to the peace that really is like so inherent to who you are. So, oh my god, here I am. I'm rambling. A little side note here. For anyone who is not familiar with The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, it's an amazing book, and also process if you are someone who is wanting to like connect more deeply with your creativity, or share something with the world, or just even connect more deeply to yourself. She really ties creativity in with like spirituality in an amazing way. And she has the book, and then she has this guided journal. She's kind of known for She's known for creating the morning pages. If you've ever heard of the morning pages, it's basically free form writing. So she does like 3 full pages. I don't usually make it that far, but it's just writing without stopping. You like do not, you keep your pen on the paper basically, and just allow whatever comes through to come through. And at first it can be really hard because you'll be like writing about your day or writing about what you want to do and like what's happened recently, and then you finish writing about that and you're like, okay, and now what do I say? And it's in that space that what really has been like waiting to come through is able to come through, and it just allows for like your truth and your intuition and ideas and creation and all these different things. So I'm trying to get better about doing that. I journal most mornings. Journaling has been like very deeply healing for me. I think it's one of the most beautiful practices is just to journal like every day if you can. It doesn't have to be 3 pages, but like allowing your thoughts and emotions to be processed. It's like a little therapy session with yourself. And yeah, I like in the times in my life when I've been really, really struggling, I find that journaling is so impactful. Like some of you may know this and some of you may not. But I actually have attended several ayahuasca retreats, and I actually worked for like a full year in Peru, and I lived and worked at an ayahuasca retreat in the Sacred Valley of Peru, and I had some of the most beautiful experiences of my life with ayahuasca, and I also had some of the most horrifying, traumatic experiences of my life with that medicine. So journaling really got me through that. It allowed me to process and integrate things that I didn't even really fully understand for a long time. It took me like 2 years, actually, maybe more, to fully integrate like my most challenging ayahuasca experience, and without journaling, I would not be able to have done that, along with many other things. But yeah, it kind of, it goes back to like this concept of integration. Integration is a word that's oftentimes used when we're talking about like healing or plant medicine, integrating the experience, but we're like constantly integrating. Life is integration. And so yeah, journaling is a very powerful practice to integrate, to process, for clarity. So if you're interested, I definitely recommend looking into The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, or just getting a journal and writing in general. Okay. Now that has been said, that little advertisement. Just kidding. be honest, it's been really nice because it kind of feels like I'm on like a little vacation from my normal life, just to be in a different space. It has really reminded me how important your environment is for your life, because the past couple days that I've been here, it's like I'm just in a very nourishing space. It's really cozy and quiet and calm, and I found myself being like very productive and just feeling really good, and it's like been easy to like show up as the person that I want to show up as, whereas when I'm in a space that doesn't feel good or doesn't feel nourishing or even like doesn't feel like my own space, it's a lot harder to do that. And I live with my best friend, and you guys know, obviously, Sydney, the main head on this channel, in terms of hair play. And I freaking love her. I love her family. They're like my second family, basically. But I live in a house with 7 people. It's like a multi-generational home, and it can be hard. It can be really hard sometimes because I don't necessarily feel like I ever have my own space. And even like my room in the house is connected to the attic. So like if someone else needs to go to the attic, they're going through my room. So like truly just don't necessarily have privacy. And you kind of like never have a minute alone, which in some ways can be really fun. And like there's always something happening, but in other ways, it's hard to like have your own space, and it can be very hard for me to film in that house, which I think I've kind of talked to you guys about before, because there's always something going on, and it's not very quiet. So yeah, it can be really hard to film. But anyway, just like being here and recognizing the importance of your environment and how that shapes your life, the importance of the people around you and how that shapes your life. So something that I'm definitely thinking about as I move forward is like, where do I want to live? And like how can that be supportive for my dreams and goals and like what I want to do in the world? Because I oftentimes find myself kind of like making excuses, honestly, about why I can't film, or like, oh, I can't do that right now because it's too loud, or I don't have a space for it. And it's like, okay, that might be the case, but if you want to make this your career, and if you want to really grow this, you have to make choices around what is going to be supportive towards that. So just like little things that I've been thinking about with that recently. Okay, so life lately, let's talk about it. You guys, sorry, I just had to pee. I honestly have the world's like smallest bladder. It's insane. I will probably pee like 4 times during this video, especially if I'm drinking coffee. But I just wanted to show you before I sit back on it. Look how cute this is. I'm using this as my back support, but I just like saw this in my cousin's house, and I was like, okay, that is the most adorable thing I've ever seen. So don't know if anyone else can resonate with this, but I kind of feel like I have like 5 different lives happening at the same time, and I'm trying to navigate like how to make space for everything that I want to be, and like all of the things that I want to create and do and experience. I definitely consider myself to be like a pretty like multi-passionate person, in the sense that I have a lot of different activities and passions and things that I enjoy that I want to do every day, and even like things that I want to create and share through YouTube, for example. I'm just gonna like give you an example. So obviously I have this YouTube channel, this ASMR YouTube channel, and I am wanting to show up here and create and spend this time with you. I also have a second YouTube channel some of you may or may not know about, but I'll have to remember to link it below this video. I started that channel like a couple years ago when I finished working at the ayahuasca retreat, just to answer some questions about ayahuasca for people and that experience, and kind of had made some videos around like spirituality, like personal growth, things like that. But what I'm really like feeling called to share on that channel now is yoga and like more somatic practices and embodiment practices, and like yoga flows that allow you to really connect with yourself and connect with your body and heal your nervous system, and like go deeper, like really, not just yoga for the sake of moving your body through certain poses. It's so much more than that. It's like yoga as a practice to allow you to come home to yourself and reconnect with your body and your soul and your spirit. Like really letting go of all of the things that you are not, all of these stories and conditioning and like ideas and identities that we have about ourselves, like letting go of all of that and just reconnecting with the truth of who you are. And so much of that is like really stored in the body, and so that's something that I really want to share, is this like healing through movement, healing through nervous system regulation, somatic practices, embodiment practices. So I'm wanting to start to shift in that direction on my other YouTube channel. I also work part-time at a coffee shop a couple days a week just to like make a little bit of extra money, and so that's taking up some of my time. It's very, very important to me to take care of my body, so I love to work out, I love to like do strength training and Pilates and yoga, and just like take care of my body, keep my body mobile and strong and moving for so many reasons. I'll get back to that actually in a second, because there's more to that. But it's like, doing all of these things, and then I also want to like meditate every day, and I want to journal, and I want to read and spend time with people that I love and go on walks and spend time in nature and also just have time to be, just like have time to exist and not be doing constantly. And I think that is something that I can work on a little bit. It's like something that I have the opportunity to lean into a little bit more, is not to feel like I always have to be doing something, which is hard for me, because even meditation is still doing something, it's like even these really beautiful healing practices are still doing something. And it's hard for me to be in a space sometimes of just being and sitting with myself, being with myself. Like, I find that when I go on walks, oftentimes I'm walking in nature and I'm still on my phone. It's like I'm still kind of distracting myself from being fully present, and I feel how that is impacting me. I feel how that is like impacting my mental health and my ability to feel really deeply rooted and at peace. And it's funny because the other day I was on a walk and I did not get on my phone. I truly just walked and listened to the sounds of nature and was present with myself and what was happening around me. And in that moment, I realized how flipping tired I was. I was tired, and I had not allowed myself to feel that. It's like I had kept myself going and going and going so consistently that I didn't even recognize how exhausted I was. And in that moment, it was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I could sleep for like a month. My body is tired. My heart is a little bit tired. My soul is kind of tired, and not like even in a bad way. It's not that any of this has to be good or bad, right? But it wasn't like, oh God, I'm so tired. It was like just an awareness of the fact that there really is an opportunity for me to have more moments of true rest and stillness and softness. And how can I incorporate that into my life more? And that's really something that I have been leaning into more recently, is just the awareness and recognition of wanting to live a softer life and not feeling shame around that. Like, I don't want my life to feel hard. Sorry. I don't want to have to push and force and punish myself and be like this constant work in progress. Like, I want to live a soft life, and I know that I am allowed to, and I can. And yes, that takes work, right? Like, it takes action. Maybe I should say we have to take action towards our goals and dreams. But I do think that we can do that in a softer way, and in a way that is nourishing and in alignment and that feels good. And so I am ready to step into that so much more. that softness, and really honoring myself and honoring my body, and especially being a woman, like the cyclical nature of being a woman, really honoring that. Like, we're not meant to be pushing ourselves all the time. And I know that there are a lot of women who watch these videos. I think that my audience is a little bit more women than men. And so, yeah, like as a woman, we don't live on a 24-hour cycle. We live on a 28 to 32, like about a month of a cycle. And our energy changes, and our ability to interact in certain ways, and even be like social in certain ways, and be creative, and all of these different things, they shift and change depending on where we are in our cycle. And so it's like, how can we work with that and navigate that and be self-honoring, to really live with the rhythms of nature and ourselves. And I am definitely leaning into that more. So, oh gosh, yeah, slowing down, softening, like just breathing. It reminds me of, I'm someone who tends to hold my breath. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I find myself like, I'll become aware of myself and the fact that I haven't been breathing, and that I've been holding my breath, and it's like, can I just breathe in this moment? Can I just take a breath? And I think that speaks to the world right now. I feel like so many of us are living in this very tense state of tightening and holding, and can we all just collectively take a deep breath together and exhale and let it out and breathe? I don't know, I just feel like that speaks to the world right now. I think another thing in this conversation around softness and living slower is just being more authentic and real and less performative. Like, you guys, honestly, as a woman who is 33 years old, I've performed enough in my life. I've worn enough masks. I've been many different people, and I've tried to be so many versions of, myself, and versions of different people that I thought I needed to be. And I just don't want to do it anymore. I just want to exist in the realness of who I am, and not have to perform, and not feel like I need to be something for someone else. I just want to be this version of me, and then that can change and that can evolve. It always will. And just, drop the masks, drop the performance, and just settle into this version of me that is here and now. Being a woman in her 30s, I kind of also want to just speak to that for a second, because there's so many expectations in terms of how you are supposed to be showing up by a certain age, how you're supposed to be living your life. And as someone who is definitely not there, and is definitely not living society's expectation of what life is supposed to look like, I just want to sit here and tell you that if that is also you, and if you are also someone who, feels like you're not maybe living according to what other people say you should be, or society says you should be. Like maybe your career is different, or maybe you're still figuring it out. Maybe you're not married yet. Maybe you don't want to get married, or you don't have kids, or you don't want kids. It's okay. It is okay. You are not behind. You are not wrong. You are not failing. This is life. You guys, this is life. Like, it's a journey. There is no figuring it all out perfectly. As someone who has lived a very, very unconventional life since I was like in my mid-20s, which, by the way, just to like tell you a little bit about it, I did kind of follow like the traditional path at first. We have a bug joining the family. I went to school. I did well in school. I went to college. I graduated. I got like a regular job. I was working in marketing. I was like kind of following the traditional path, right? That we are supposed to follow. And everything fell apart. Like, the saying, bad things come in threes. Well, that's kind of what happened to me. I was like in my mid-20s and I was in a relationship, and I found out that he was cheating on me with like many, many different people. A lot. I found out that he was cheating on me, and it was a big thing at the time. And I ended up quitting my job and ending that relationship, and I like sold all of my stuff, and I sold my car, and I moved to Australia. And my plan was just to like travel for a couple months and figure stuff out. And then I ended up living in Australia for 2 years. It totally changed my life. It like shifted everything. If you guys want me to go deeper into that story, I definitely can. Maybe in the next podcast. But that's like what got me on the path of spirituality and yoga and all these different things. And it's never been the same since. I've not looked back. I've not gone back like to a traditional 9 to 5 or like a traditional life. And I just don't think that's for me. And that's okay. That's not going to be for everyone. But it is really hard sometimes because I'm definitely not on like a linear traditional path. My parents don't necessarily like fully understand my lifestyle. I know it's really hard for my mom. Like, she wants me to be kind of like set up for traditional success, like have all the things, just like have it set up as we do in the United States. And I think it scares her sometimes that I'm not living that life. And I think she probably envisioned, her daughter to be in her 30s, married with kids, and just having like a secure career. And I know it scares the crap out of her that is not the case. And I totally get it. I understand. She's coming at it from like her understanding of life and her perspective and her experiences. And I get it. I get that it's scary, but I also know that I can't sacrifice my truth to make other people happy. It's like I'm not going to live someone else's life. And I'm not going to, dishonor myself to live according to someone else's expectations. So anyway, all of that to say, I feel you if that is something that you're experiencing. I totally get it. I understand. I know how hard it is, and it can be really scary honor yourself. You are not behind. Honestly, like, there really is no such thing as being behind in this life. We are all on our own journeys. We all have our own timeline. If we're going to get really wooey about it, time is an illusion anyway. And yeah, you're perfect. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Just trust yourself. As long as you are showing up for yourself and living with intention, then that is what matters. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Oh my god, I have to pee again. How is that even possible, you guys? I literally just peed like 20 minutes ago. Let's take a little pee break and be right back. Ooh, now that I've peed for the 4th time since filming this video, I think there's like 30 minutes left on this camera of like memory. So I've been yapping and yapping and yapping. I don't even know if this video is like making sense up until this point, or if you're just gonna be like, what is this girl talking about? Hopefully something has resonated. Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. What do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, I think I just want to say one more thing here on this topic around, like, you know, life and expectations. You do not need anyone's permission, but just in case you were waiting for it, here it is. You have full permission from life, from the universe, from God, from yourself, to do it your way, okay? To live your life the way that you want to live it, the way that makes your heart happy and your soul happy, and in a way that makes you feel like at peace. And you don't have to do this for anyone else, okay? Let your life feel good for you. And I'm obviously not talking about, like, you know, if you have children, obviously you have people to take care of and to live for. But I more so mean, don't feel like you need to show up in your life to please someone else, your parents, your spouse, your, you know, I don't know, like your society or your culture. Live your life for you. One of the 5 main regrets of the dying, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but there was a study that was done about like the top regrets of the dying. And one of the biggest regrets that people had on their deathbed was that they didn't live their life for themselves, okay? So let's not do that. Live your life for you. Follow your heart, follow what makes you happy, follow what lights you up. If you don't know what that is yet, that's okay too. It has taken me such a long ass time to figure myself out. I have been through so many phases in my life of feeling so lost and so unclear, and just like, am I ever gonna figure this out? And that's part of the journey. You're never gonna have it all figured out, and that's okay. Baby steps, like one step at a time. What feels good right now? What do I want to try? What do I want to experiment with? What do I want to, explore? And just do it. And even if something ends up being like a no, or not the path that you decide to follow, it was still part of your path. Like, it was a bridge to something else, or it showed you what you don't want, and that brings you closer to what you do want. It's kind of like relationships. And I was talking about this to someone recently, like this idea of a failed relationship. Like, you guys, there's no such thing as a failed relationship. even if a relationship does not work out, it is only bringing you closer to the next one that actually will, or to the one that is right for you. So in every relationship, we learn and we understand ourselves more deeply, what we want, what we don't want, like how we want to be treated, how we want to treat other people, how we want to show up. So yeah, there's no such thing as a failed relationship. It's just an opportunity. It's a lesson. Every person that you're with is a teacher, if you allow them to be. And on that note, I guess it's like a really good space to transition, because another thing that's been on my heart recently is like definitely relationships. And as someone who has gone through a breakup, my ex is an amazing person, a beautiful human, and I absolutely love him. And I know that he loves me too. But, you know, we kind of recognized that we have very different like values and needs and desires for how our life will look, like what we want in life and our future. And so it was a really bittersweet kind of letting go, because it's like hard to let go of someone when you still love them. But the past couple months for me have definitely been a reminder and a lesson that you can love someone and there can be very deep love shared with that person, and it can still be out of alignment. It might not be, the right relationship for you, even though you really deeply love that person, because if you're not compatible and if you don't want the same things for your life, then, sometimes we have to release and let go of a love that feels really good in order to receive and to find a love that is actually in alignment with what we are worthy of and what we deserve and what we need, and that is in alignment with the life that we want to create for ourselves. So yeah, that's been fun. I was having a conversation also recently about being a woman in my 30s who has not had children yet. And I was talking to a friend she is like about to turn 30. And she was just talking about the fact that, it can be really hard to have like society kind of looking at you and asking like, when are you having kids? Like, why don't you have kids yet? And she was kind of sharing around the fact that she doesn't actually know if she wants to have children, and that she feels a lot of shame and confusion even in like the not knowing, because like everybody's kind of telling her what she should be doing and how she should be living her life. And for me personally, I think that I do want kids. Like, I do think that that's something in the cards for me, but I also don't feel pressure to make it happen. First of all, like any sooner than it has to happen. And also, like, if it doesn't, okay. If it does, wonderful. I think I would love to be a mom. But if it doesn't, like, I trust life. And that is one thing that I think has really come from like my experiences with plant medicine, is just like trusting life so fully, even when it feels scary, even when there's so much unknown. It's like, if this happens, amazing. If this happens, amazing. Like, there's a greater perspective that we oftentimes don't see. Like, we're so caught in our little, human bubble, And it's really easy to get caught up in how we think things should be, and feeling like we can only be happy if things go in like a certain way. And I think, honestly, one of the greatest lessons in this human experience is like recognizing that there's so much more than what we see. And if we can allow ourselves to be present and accepting of what is, and to let go of expectations of how things are supposed to be, that's really what brings peace and happiness. But yeah, I've definitely been just feeling a lot recently around like self-worth, and what is my worth as, a woman, and as a person. What is my worth in my body? It's like coming back to this realization over and over and over again that like you don't have to do anything to be worthy. Your worth is inherent to who you are. Your body is worthy. Your life is worthy. You are worthy because you exist. And yeah, I think that's like part of the journey of being human, is just reconnecting to that, remembering that you are worthy. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be anyone. You don't have to show up in any specific way to know that, to receive that. So, I think that part of why my journey has really connected me to some of these paths like ASMR and yoga and even Reiki, is because all of these things are really like practices that guide us back home to ourselves. Like, I really believe that ASMR is so much deeper than just tingles. And I know that a lot of people don't really understand ASMR and what it's all about. Same with Reiki, so many of these things. But at the end of the day, they are tools, they are practices that allow us to connect with ourselves and feel safe in our own bodies, feel safe in our own spaces. And that feeling safe in who you are is what allows you to reconnect with yourself and life and spirituality, God, source, whatever resonates with you. We have to feel safe first. Like, we have to regulate our nervous system and feel safe in our own bodies in order to really go deeper into the healing work. So I think that that's why I've really landed on this path, is because that's what I've needed for myself, and because that's what I want to share with the world. And that's what I want to share with you, is healing by reconnecting to yourself, by feeling safe in your body and in your space and in your heart and in your soul. It's such a beautiful, beautiful feeling to feel safe and feel held and worthy, and like you are okay with yourself. It's a really wonderful thing to reconnect with, and I'm so grateful to be someone who overall in my life really feels at home with myself and connected to myself and nature and my body and the world. And that is what I want to bring to this space. And I think that's why, I love the hair play videos, because they're so nourishing and healing and they feel so safe. And that's why I want to make more videos like this, where I just connect with you guys on a really real human level. And I hope you like it. I hope that some of this speaks to you. I don't know if it will. I know I've totally been all over the place in this video. I have no idea how I'm gonna edit this. if it's gonna be like one giant stream of consciousness, like my journaling. Yeah, if any of this makes sense to you or speaks to you or resonates, please let me know in the comments if you want me to make more videos like this. I'm also really bad at remembering to whisper. I know that this is like a whispered ASMR video, and I kind of forget that as I'm talking, so I apologize if there were some moments where it got a little bit loud and it was like more actual speaking voice versus ASMR speaking voice. I hope that it has been relaxing overall. I'll try to be better about that in the future. Yeah. I really wanted to talk today about like body image as a woman, because I am someone who has struggled a lot with that as well. I have a history of like eating disorders. Thankfully not anymore, but I did have about like 10 years of my life where I had an eating disorder, and have had, honestly, probably the majority of my life where I've really struggled with my body and my self-image and my worth as a woman because of my body. I don't feel like that's something that I have the time to get into today, because I've already talked about so much, and that I think that is like a video in and of itself. If that is something that you want me to talk about, like my journey with my body and healing that and healing my eating disorder and like feeling more worthy in my body, definitely let me know if you want to see that video. In general, I feel like a big part of my purpose in this life is going to be like sharing how we can use our bodies as ways to heal and reconnect with ourselves. So that's really important to me. But yeah, that's gonna have to be in the next video, because this has already gotten so long. I think that's it for now. It feels like it's like coming to completion, what I've been talking about. Like I said, I know that this video has been all over the place. If there's anything that you want me to like dive into more deeply, or if you're like, girl, have more structure for these talks, like that was crazy, just tell me. I won't take it personally. If there's another thing that I've learned in life, it is not to take things personally. Maybe that's another podcast. But yeah, I would love your feedback. I would love to know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you resonated with, or like any topics that you want me to talk about more. I think that'd be really cool. Maybe we can just go like podcast by podcast and cover different topics and just have this be like a weekly thing along with the hairplay videos. Don't worry. So anyway, I think we'll end it here. Before we close out this video, I just want to invite you to like take a really big, deep, nourishing breath. In fact, let's just do it together. Okay, so just taking a really big, deep, beautiful breath in. And exhale. Let it all out. And one more time. Big, deep breath in. The biggest breath you've taken in all day. And exhale. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Just coming back to your breath, coming back to your body. And no matter what time it is for you, if it's morning, if it's in the middle of the day, if it's nighttime, if it's in the middle of the night, I am sending you so much love and gratitude. Do something kind for yourself if you can. maybe make yourself a little cup of tea, or give yourself a hug, or say something kind to yourself, or, even just place your hand on your heart and take a moment with yourself to remember that you are here, that you're alive, that you're worthy. Do something nice for yourself today. Do something that makes your heart happy today. And I think that's it. I think that we will end this podcast, this video for now. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this family and this community.